Jocelyn and I made it to Amsterdam. We had a good day of travel. Everything was on time. We took Delta from Columbus to Boston, and then had about 3 hours, so we were able to eat a nice long lunch and hop on our flight directly to Amsterdam. We got here about 1 in the morning our time, and then it's 6 hours ahead in Amsterdam. So we got in about 6:30 a.m. to our hotel right in downtown Amsterdam about that time, and we took a little 5-hour nap, and now we're ready to go. On today's agenda, we're going to do the red light district tour, and we're going to do the Anne Frank house. So, and I'll give you a little peek right outside our window here. We're right in downtown. So this is looking out our window. Beautiful view of downtown Amsterdam. What we noticed right away is all the bikes you can see. I mean, they're just everywhere. I mean, this is a biking city for sure, and you know, that's what they do. They ride their bikes. So look at the cute little Dutch children in our hotel room. Our hotel room is super cute. Little Dutch fan, not a lot of space in here. Nice slate bathroom. So yeah, it's a cute little place. So we're enjoying it so far, and we're ready to get out and go explore. So we're walking around downtown Amsterdam right now. Jocelyn, say hi. She's wanting food. She's over it right now.
Ik heb net een bestelling gemaakt. Ja, even cheesecake.
All the bikes. Jocelyn and I just had our breakfast/lunch. We had some avocado toast that's still on my face apparently, and a really good red velvet cupcake. And I'm gonna just show you around our area here. We're right in downtown. That's our hotel. It's really cute. They've got the little trains everywhere. The little pigeons that are our friends. Yeah, these little trains run all through the area. Lots of different people. Here's Jocelyn and I in downtown Amsterdam. Check it out. It's beautiful. Smile, Jocelyn. Yay! Jocelyn and I just finished the Anne Frank tour, and we're watching this big seagull pick at this bag. We're gonna see if he comes back or not. Oh, there he goes. He's done. He's done. There's the Anne Frank house that we just finished the tour in. Pretty heavy stuff. Here's, they're doing canal rides right outside. Alright, so vlogging, journaling continuing. We are on morning number 2 in Amsterdam, and we had a great full day yesterday. Jocelyn and I did our red light district tour. We learned a lot about the history and the architecture. Apparently Amsterdam is built up on wood pallets, like millions of them, and you see a lot of shifting of the buildings here, side to side to the front. Sometimes they did that on purpose because it was a big trading place and where merchants came in, and they would lift things on hooks up from the tops of some of these buildings, and they didn't want them hitting the glass, so they would tip the building forward on purpose. But now when the wood starts to rot, if the water level goes down and it's exposed to air, they actually rot a little bit, so now they fill it in with more like concrete and things like that when they need to do construction. They'll take the bricks off and they'll put them back on and re-level things, so very interesting. But started back in the 1200s with Amsterdam, and it was all underwater, so they had to build the city up completely on these pallets of wood, basically. So super interesting there. So we did that. We toured the red light district, saw the red lights, blue lights for the men in the windows, and walked around, learned a lot, and then after that, we took a little dinner break, ate at a little Italian place. I got a margarita pizza, and Jocelyn got some gnocchi. Got some pictures of those dishes. And then we headed on to our Anne Frank tour. The Anne Frank tour was about an hour long, and we certainly had a little sombering experience there. Jocelyn needed some time to recoup afterwards because it was kind of heavy walking through. We saw her actual journals and the actual hiding place they were in for 2 years. It was from June I forget if it was 1943 to like August 2 years later, but we were in the actual hiding places they were. So and then from there, we walked around a little more, took a little rest break needed. We were kind of exhausted after all that. And we ended the day with a super cool canal tour. They needed a minimum of 5 people to run the boat, but Jocelyn and I were the only ones, so they weren't going to do it. And I said, what if I just pay for us to have a little private boat tour? So it actually worked out kind of good because it was just Jocelyn and I and the 2 tour guides, and we got to like lay up at the hem of the boat with some blankets at 10 o'clock at night and do a private tour around the canals. There's 3 main canal systems in Amsterdam, and we were riding on 2 of them, and I got some beautiful pictures. The moon was out, it was gorgeous, and so it actually worked out perfect. And then we took a little 5-hour respite, and now we're back at it. We're at this beautiful little cafe in our hotel. That's one of the big historical buildings around here. Actually, the Die Poort van Cleve is the name of our hotel. And we're going to eat, and then we're going to head over to the Van Gogh Museum. So that's a little recap of yesterday, and yeah. Okay, we're going to taste test some mini pancakes. Look at them, how cute. They're like Poffer Jeffies or something like that in Dutch. I totally butchered that, but I'm going to try them. Ready? Yes, it tastes just like a pancake. I actually just want to take a second to talk about Amsterdam's bike culture. So only about 20% of the people here have a car, apparently. Everybody else rides a bike. And we were told by the tour guides that about 2 bikes per person is average, and they'll have a good bike and a bad bike. One when they're going to be at the pub or drinking or in some rougher areas, and then one to have for regular day riding, or if they invite a friend, they always give them the good bike because it's considered good manners. But everywhere you'll just see people biking, a lot of them in groups. So yeah, something really interesting, and that's why you don't see a lot of heavy people, because everybody's walking and riding their bikes. And if you have a longer distance to go, they said they usually do the tram or train car system. So, but you'll see bikes just lined up everywhere, all over the place. I wanted to point out real quickly the hooks that you see on the top of the buildings there. That's what they use for the merchants to get their equipment up, and they said they're still used today for hoisting things up like pianos or furniture, but Back in the day, the merchants would pull their stuff up on those hooks. And again, that's why some of the buildings are actually tilted forward, is because they didn't want the equipment or the merchandise to hit them hit the windows when they were pulling that stuff up. So I'll give you a view of the canal here. It's the canal system. Beautiful. Again, it's easier to go out the windows sometimes than it is to go to the front. So you see that happening right here. That's the window. You can see it's kind of crowded. The garden's right outside of the Van Gogh Museum, and everybody's drawing on their easels. They're getting their Van Gogh inspiration on right now. Pickle block, Amsterdam. Giving you an example. Jocelyn and I just toured the Van Gogh Museum. And we're gonna eat something before heading to our cruise ship. But all kinds of bikes, activities, shops, food. It's pretty cool. Those hooks I was talking about earlier, this one's actually hooked up. I also wanted to mention the width of the buildings is actually how they determine their taxes. So the wider the building, the more taxes, and it's only based on the front. So you'll see little narrow buildings, houses, and those are taxed less than the wider ones. What did we do today before we got on the boat? This is our vlogging diary. So we actually did the Van Gogh Museum today, and hung out there for 2.5 hours or so. Good long walk from the hotel. It was about a half hour or so. And last night we really lucked out because we did a private cruise tour, which wasn't supposed to be private, but Jocelyn and I wanted to do an evening one, and we got to looking about 10, and we were having trouble finding a lot of people that were still running. So we came across one that was supposed to go at 10, and they didn't have anybody else signed up. And they were basically like, if we don't have at least 5 people, then we can't go. So we're standing there for a while, nobody's coming, and I'm like, let's just offer to pay for it for five people and see what they do. And they're like, well, yeah, sure. So we ended up, it was like 130 euros with tip. And Jocelyn and I got a private little ride on the canal there. And we had, one guy was driving the boat and the other girl was telling us some more history stuff. So we got to do that with nobody else in the boat, which was really cool. And it was like a beautiful night. There was, moon was out, and it was gorgeous. Lots of lights. Got to be on 2 of the 3 canals that Amsterdam has. They were telling us that they were all dug out by shovel by hand. So anyways, that's pretty cool. So Jocelyn, Before you journal, do you want to say anything for our video blog? Because this is for us.
No, I don't.
She's over it right now.
I want you to go away. Get the camera out of my face.
This is how I've had to deal with her all this time.